is going on YouTube? It is your man's Mr. Dominic Cruz.
And I'm Ruby.
And we're coming at you with another video. Yes, another one.
Another one?
Another one.
Another one.
Another one. So check this out. We're going to talk about is rebuilding trust. Rebuilding a trust. So I'm going to get straight into it with Ruby here. So Ruby, what is it like? What is it about rebuilding trust? Like, what does it start with?
So I think the first place to start is really what are the challenges in rebuilding trust. And you guys might remember from another video we've done that we mentioned that rebuilding trust could actually be more challenging than building trust the first time.
Yeah.
You already have learned some stuff about that person, and you might know a lot of like intimate things about them.
Their secrets.
Their secrets for sure. But
I got a lot of secrets.
yeah, me too, and I got a lot of secrets out there, right? But I think that that's part of the reason why it is challenging to rebuild trust, because we had a trust built up, and for whatever reason that's disintegrated, and now you have to like not really like start from scratch, but maybe sometimes it's like a little bit below scratch,
Right.
or below the surface of
Right.
that,
Right. Yeah,
So what are some challenges you think exist in like rebuilding trust?
you know, some of the challenges I think is rebuilding trust is basically, it's getting over the past. I have to understand.
So true.
I have to understand that we're in the present, and the past doesn't reflect on what I have in it, what's in front of me. So that's a challenge, is to letting go of the past. Now, I'm very easy at letting go of the past because it doesn't reflect my present today. Another challenge could be is, getting over the things that they used to do. In the relationship and stuff like that. So basically, being okay that everything starts new.
Yeah.
That's a challenge. That is a big challenge.
Yeah, I think another challenge is probably wanting to take it faster, because you do have some history, but I think you can easily mistake having a history with having a foundation.
That's very, very true. It's like you had a foundation, and I don't want to say the foundation is gone because the trust was gone.
Yeah, there might still be some parts of that you can, build on, but I think you need to almost act as if you barely have a foundation.
Exactly.
But I think that once you do have that initial part of the trust rebuilt, you're going to be able to build up trust faster.
Yep.
But I think especially initially you have to be really careful about where you think that you might be.
I got another question for you.
Okay.
When do you start
I think
rebuilding?
I think you have to establish first that you guys are on the same page of where you want to see the friendship, maybe relationship going.
Yeah.
I think that's the number one first place. What about you?
It definitely. I'm with you on the same page on that one. I think knowing when when you start rebuilding it is knowing what the intentions are behind the whole thing.
Right.
So when do you start? You start saying, let's start rebuilding it right now. It starts with one step at a time. One little moment. You may be anxious. To get to this level to where you imagine to be at that level that you used to be at.
Yeah.
But think of it this way. You're at a level to where it's just brand new, and you could be at another level that's further than where you used to be because of you mature, you understood, and all of that. I mean, when do you think?
Okay, so I think if you are gonna go down that route, you probably have to start a friendship.
Yeah.
And even if your intention together is, eventually to start dating and get back together, I think you first have to start at the beginning, like you said.
Yeah.
And just start with the friendship part,
Absolutely.
and it might go fast and it might go slow, and I think you just have to keep an open mind that it could go really either way, and it just depends on, how it goes with that person.
Don't be attached to
individual instruction or individual situations. Yeah, I think that's a good piece. Don't be attached to the outcome.
Don't be attached to the outcome. That's a big one.
Because you could start building a friendship and it could go really well, and then what you might realize is you guys broke up for a reason.
Yeah.
And those things didn't necessarily change. You know what I mean?
You know, it's like what I said before. You guys broke up. Even when you're broken up, think of it this way: your relationship is still growing because one of you are taking initiative to build upon yourself.
Yeah. So that's the flip side of the coin, right? Like, it could start going really well, and someone might have a lot of recognition around something that has previously gone wrong.
Exactly. So I got another one for you.
Okay.
Where do you start to rebuild the trust?
So, like, what's the scenario?
Okay, so I'll give you a scenario. Let's just say an ex of yours called. They gave you a call.
Sorry, I rolled my eyes pretty hard if you guys didn't see.
They gave you a call, and they wanted to touch base with you.
So, am I like hypothetically single? Like, what's going on?
You're hypothetically single.
What do I want? Do I want to get back together with them, or what? Where's my heart at? Am I curious? Do I just want to see? Like, what's?
You're probably curious.
Okay, so maybe we go over like different scenarios. So let's go over
the curiosity.
The first. Well, I want to go from like cold to hot.
Go cold.
So let's start cold, and like, I don't intend on getting back with that person. Okay, so what was the question? Sorry.
Where do you start? Rebuilding that trust. If you're cold as ice.
So if I'm cold, ice, dang. you better start real far back. So probably just check and see how I'm doing.
Yeah.
As a person, because especially if I'm super cold, like, if I start to sense that you want something different from me, then I don't want anything to do with that. Especially if I'm not trying to hurt you.
Right.
And, you know, sometimes people think that, like, oh, if I, like, talk to this person, I'm not going to hurt them. Which, that might be their intention, too. But, you know, if I'm super cold and my heart is, I don't see this happening, then you better start, like, we don't have anything. Basically fresh, I would say.
You know, I agree with you on that whole thing. And I think it's based off of, like, who had the ball in their court last. I always leave it at that, too, because I don't know, where do I start to rebuild a relationship? I think if I'm cold, yeah.
Right, as if like we're brand new.
We're brand new.
As if you don't know me.
You don't know me, I don't know you, I don't like you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. You have to assume I don't like you.
But you have to catch me on one of those days. You go right there. And so, so about when you're hot.
Okay. No, there's a middle stage.
Oh, you're warm.
You're warm. So you might be like so let's say this place is, I am open to getting back together, but it's not like what I want. I like don't care. Like basically, maybe I don't care either way. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm interested in seeing if something can happen, but I'm only interested. I like don't necessarily want it. I'm just interested in that. You know, I'm interested.
What's you got to do to bring up your interest?
Well, you got to rebuild that trust.
Rebuild it. See, one step at a time right there.
So I think from there, you know, it probably starts similar to the first thing, right?
Yep.
You like just start by building my friendship. And if I'm a little bit warmer, you probably can invite me out. And even if I'm in that first place, right? Potentially you can bring me from that first place of I don't desire this at all into I'm warmer by hanging out. If I'm ready.
Yeah.
I might not be ready.
Sure that. And you know what? It's basically, you gotta feel it out. I mean, especially, this is for the guy, this is for obviously if you're gonna rebuild that, if it's gonna be you that's making that move, mm-hmm. right? But if the ball is not in your, like I said, I'm going back to the ball. Yeah. If the ball's not in your court, don't be that guy.
Yeah, I think too, it's important to not assume you know where we're at, mm-hmm. because you don't.
Exactly. All right.
Unless you ask me, you are not gonna know.
So, hot.
Okay, so if I'm pretty hot for it, then I think the same thing. I think the biggest difference though is like you are probably going to see more positive signs that you can, start taking more steps. But like you were saying, one step at a time. And I think after you take a step, you go ahead and just kind of gauge it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like we go somewhere and meet up for the first time in a while, then probably don't invite me over.
It's probably going to be a fuzzy feeling too. It's going to be a fuzzy feeling. That's normal.
I don't think you should jump right in.
That's the udon soup.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah, the tacos.
We're good? All right, we're good. All right, we got some.
And chicken pot stickers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry for that commercial interruption.
Yeah, for real. But
So that's what I think.
Okay. I think if it's me, I'd be curious. I'd be like, all right, where you want to go? Where you want to meet? I'll probably be down for coffee. We going out for lunch.
Yeah,
I mean,
and to be honest, I think you should start with something
small.
casual. Yeah. Don't try to woo me super fast, because then I'm gonna be probably on alert, and then like, hey, we're just rebuilding trust right now. Like, why are you dropping this much money to hang out? Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
For real. And sorry.
Those are my chopsticks.
Is it yours?
Yeah.
My bad. So, anywho, that's pretty much what it is. Like, you gotta always rebuilding the trust takes time. So
Absolutely.
be ready. Whenever you're never gonna be ready for that person to come back to you, but when they do, one step at a time.
And it's both sides too, right?
Yeah.
Like if you are in a position where you're not feeling like you're ready to be that far down your relationship at that time, I feel like that's something that you should mention. You should just be like, hey, like, I want this, if that's what you want. You're like, hey, I want this, but like I really wanted, I feel like you can never go wrong with like, I want to do this right.
Right.
And just take a little bit more time. I don't know.
No.
I would never be hurt by that.
And this is another thing too. This is like, especially if you're in a situation to where you got ghosted. This is a really big one. You always treat the situation as if it's new. Always treat it as if it's a new day. You don't hold anything back. Okay.
Right.
I know I mentioned in my past videos that I got ghosted and stuff like that. I don't care, because at the end of the day, I'm still gonna do me. I'm gonna move on. I'm living my best life right now. So that's what you gotta look at it as. So, one day at a time, one step at a time, don't try to hold on to the past, okay?
Yeah, and I don't think talking about a lot of stuff in the past makes a lot of sense.
That's big, too.
To be honest. Because, especially if there has been a good amount of time in between, you can see what they've been up to.
Yeah.
Like maybe they saw some movie that you liked recently, too. Like, there's like a lot of new stuff, so I think treating it new is good. Or you're like, hey, and like, let's say you still have spaghetti. I don't know, that's random. I'm getting hungry right now. But
yeah, we got this food.
I don't want to assume that like you still love spaghetti. Maybe like you hate spaghetti now. I don't know. Maybe you like are on a new diet and you don't eat spaghetti anymore. Or you like became a vegan. You don't know. So
you never know.
You can do new. Your first date could be super first datey.
Never know.
Just always ask like, do you still, if you have questions like that?
Yeah. So I think that's gonna be enough for us. I think that's the.
He's eyeing the food. Do you see
I
that?
see the food here, and we're pretty damn hungry. So, but if you guys find this information valuable, drop a like, drop a comment, drop a share. Of course, this is your man's Mr. Dominic Cruz.
And I'm Ruby.
And we're coming at you with another video. Yes, another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Another one. And tell me about this. Have you ever been to this point before where you had to rebuild the trust with an ex? If you've been through that position, what was your experience like? All right, comment below. Till next time, I'm out to grow
With my chopsticks.